More explosions in Ukraine as Russia launches ballistic missiles and Shahed drones killing innocent civilians there in Ukraine. What I showed you there at the outset was in the Kharkiv region, 71 victims, including 7 children. And Russia has only escalated since Putin and Donald Trump spoke last week. Putin announced to the world that he and Donald Trump were going to make movies and musicals together to bridge the cultural traditions of the United States and Russia. And then Putin escalated with more strikes in Kyiv and throughout Ukraine, killing many, many more people. And Donald Trump just continues to say, oh, I'm so disappointed. I'm so disappointed. Donald Trump held a bizarre dinner last night with Benjamin Netanyahu in the White House, and Netanyahu said, Donald, I'm going to give you a recommendation for a Nobel Peace Prize for everything that you've done. I'm sure the Nobel Peace Prize board is very happy that Netanyahu is giving Trump the Nobel Peace Prize nomination. I'm sure they're going to say, great work there, Netanyahu. I'm being sarcastic, of course, as we sit on the Midas Touch Network as well. The real border crisis, just look at Donald Trump's face here. Look how kind of sickly and unwell and just his physical appearance lately has been so odd. As Adam Kinzinger says, honest to God, what's up with the face makeup? Is he not even trying to disguise it anymore? One of the things that Donald Trump is still trying to disguise is that he's making all of these deals. Making these deals are made trade deals. Remember, Donald Trump promised he was going to do 90 deals in 90 days. He's basically done 0 deals in 90 days, but now he's claiming he's done all of the deals he's promised because he's sending a letter to all of these foreign countries telling them what their tariffs are going to be. The letter that Donald Trump sent looks like it was written by like a second grader learning to write letters for the first time. No offense to second graders. It had typos. It referred to female presidents as Mr. and then they had to correct it. And you just take a look right here, for example, at the letter they sent to Japan. Let me just read you a portion so you can see how odd these letters are. Dear Mr. Prime Minister, to Prime Minister Ishiba, it is a great honor for me to send you this letter in that it demonstrates the strength and commitment of our trading relationship and the fact that the United States of America has agreed to continue working with Japan despite having a significant trade deficit with your country. Nevertheless, we have decided to move forward with you, but only with more balanced and fair trade, and trade's all in caps. Therefore, we invite you to participate in this extraordinary economy of the United States, the #1 market in the world by far. We've had years to discuss our trading relationship with Japan, and we've concluded we must move away from these long-term and very persistent trade deficits engendered by Japan's tariff and non-tariff policies. Let's be clear, Japan does not put tariffs on automobiles from the United States, which Donald Trump claims. Also, Trump did a trade deal with Japan in 2019 that Donald Trump is now breaching. Donald Trump sent one of these letters to South Korea. There's a free trade deal with South Korea. Donald Trump just making like random tariffs for countries as well. And just think if you're Prime Minister Ishiba and you get that letter, what your reaction's going to be. Prime Minister Ishiba says, we're not going to give in to the United States that easily. And Japan is the #1 foreign investor in the United States. Like by far, they're the #1 holder of United States treasuries. By far, they're the #1 employer from a foreign country of United States employees. By far. What are we doing here? What are you even talking about? And so here was Donald Trump at this bizarre dinner with Benjamin Netanyahu last night when Trump says, we did the deals. We've done 90 deals in 9 days. We're done. Here, play this clip.
Mr. President, on tariffs, what happened to 90 trade deals in 90 days?
We've spoken to everybody. We know everything. It's all done.
Well,
I told you, we'll make some deals. But for the most part, we're going to send a letter. We're going to say, welcome to the United States. If you'd like to participate in the greatest, most successful country ever. I mean, we're doing better than ever. I don't think, and you're going to see these numbers soon. We've never had numbers like this. We've never had investment like this. We have more than 90. We're going to have much more than 90, but most of those are going to be sent a letter. This is exactly what I said.
And then you have Peter Navarro, one of Donald Trump's top advisors, attacking the chairman of the Federal Reserve, Jerome Powell, for the economy not doing well in the United States right now. Don't get me wrong, our stock market is a Ponzi scheme market right now, and the Trump regime is totally manipulating that with their oligarch friends. But you want to look at some systemic issues, look at core inflation that's up, look at the dollar that's off to its worst start since 1973. Look at tourism down tens of billions of dollars as other people in other countries don't want to come to the United States anymore. Look at new construction at all-time lows. Look at all of some of the systemic data, and you'll see right now that our economy is absolutely struggling. But here's Navarro trying to make Jerome Powell, the chairman of the Federal Reserve, who Donald Trump appointed, into the next Fauci. They're going to blame it all on Navarro. That Navarro's going to blame it all on Powell, the way they blamed it on Fauci. Here, play this clip.
Powell is doing the same thing he did with the first term of Donald Trump. He doesn't understand Trumponomics. He doesn't understand the supply side aspects of tax cuts and deregulation. He doesn't understand the importance of strategic energy dominance and the president's ability to dramatically lower oil prices. And he doesn't have a clue about tariffs.
One of the other things that should be noted as well is that there's been a BRICS meeting, right? That's the kind of loose alliance or informal alliance between Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa trading group, the BRICS group, which is expanding. In Rio de Janeiro, they've been holding a meeting, and guess who was there on the sidelines of that meeting? Remember how Donald Trump left the G7 immediately when he was supposed to meet with President Claudia Sheinbaum of Mexico and India's leader, and he was supposed Modi, and he was supposed to meet with the Prime Minister of Australia. Remember, Trump blew off all of it, and Ashiba. Remember, Trump blew off all of those meetings. Well, Sergei Lavrov, Russia's foreign minister, was there meeting with Mexico's minister, meeting with all of these foreign ministers, India's foreign minister. They were all there to improve their bilateral relations. So as Donald Trump weakens the United States, attacks our allies, you see Russia, China, all these other countries making their moves and weakening the United States. And what's Donald Trump doing while attacking our allies? Donald Trump's also attacking California specifically, but he's doing this in lots of other states, targeting blue states, mostly in blue cities, but he's attacking the entire country. California has the fourth largest GDP in the world. If California was a country, over $4 trillion. And Donald Trump is attacking California. He's sending, here we go again, MacArthur Park in Los Angeles. There was a summer camp yesterday. People were at camp. Kids were there. And what was going down? Trump sent militarized ICE and federal agents in a military formation. The kids had to run off of the park. And you can see here, play the B-roll so people can see what was going down right there. How utterly sick, sinister, and sadistic that was. Here's a Los Angeles mayor, Bass, talking about what went down. Here's what she says in her own words. Play this clip.
So this morning it was frightening in Los Angeles to see tanks essentially rolling onto MacArthur Park. I watched a video a little later to see the troops along with mounted patrols marching through in formation at MacArthur Park, where the children that were there for their summer day camp had to leave and go into a building. So they had to hide the children because they didn't want the children to see that the park was being taken over by ICE. It was an egregious show of force. I have no idea what their purpose was. I don't even think they detained anybody. At this point in time, I think they just want to sow terror and fear around our city. And every now and then the military, the Custom and Border Patrol, or some other federal office shows up. Los Angeles was peaceful before June 5th. We need to go back to that. Thank
you. Now, also yesterday, Donald Trump was praising Kash Patel, his FBI director, and Deputy FBI Director Dan Bongino. He says they're doing great work after they deep-six the Epstein files. Now the DOJ and FBI, there are lots of videos on this, just so you can go back and look at it, are saying that the Epstein files actually don't exist and never existed, and Epstein never tried to blackmail Richmond. We literally have Pam Bondi on tape saying the Epstein list and the Epstein files are on her desk. We have countless statements from Kash Patel and J.D. Vance and others in the Trump regime saying that they were going to release these files. Trump said he was going to release these files. But anyway, here we go again. More lies from the Trump regime. And obviously, Trump and Epstein were close. Trump's all over the Epstein files that have been released already in deposition transcripts, on flight logs, on call logs, Trump's Doe 174 in other cases relating to Epstein. Trump says Epstein's a great guy. Epstein would traffic girls that he found at Mar-a-Lago, like Virginia Giuffre, who was homeless and then she was 17 and got a job at Mar-a-Lago. We have all these videos of Trump party with Epstein, so we know what was up. And then here, going back to that bizarre dinner that Donald Trump had with Netanyahu. Here's Donald Trump lying and saying that Qatar, Saudi Arabia, and UAE and others have helped bring in $15 trillion to the United States already. And they say America's so hot, and everyone says America's hot. Then Trump's like, we're hot. Israel was hot, but not like we're hot. Here, play this.
But we're up to over $15 trillion coming into our country. There's never been anything like it anywhere in the world. There's never been an investment like that anywhere in the world. We, look, I told this story and I just told it to Bibi backstage. I was talking to him and I said, you know, the King of Saudi Arabia, smart guy. And also we went to Qatar and we went to UAE. Really three strong leaders, smart guys. They all told me the same thing. And then that was reiterated at NATO just recently when we got back, where they agreed to spend $1 trillion a year, by the way, which is about 3 times what they were spending. But they all said the same thing. We thought your country was dead. Horrible term, right? We thought the United States of America was dead. And now you're presiding over the hottest country anywhere in the world. We're the hottest country in the world. I think Bibi would admit it, even hotter than Israel, although Israel was pretty hot about a week ago, I can tell you, for the wrong reasons.
Like, do we all realize how humiliating this is? We're hot. Our country's hot. Why can't we just look at this and go, what the hell is this maniac talking about? We're hot. Also, you should know that the entire GDP of Qatar is like 150 billion. The UAE, less than 400 billion. Saudi Arabia's entire GDP, what's like 2 trillion, maybe less than 2 trillion. So their entire GDP of these countries is less than 15 trillion. We're not bringing in 15 trillion. They're just literally making everything up right here over and over again. Horrific stuff. Anyway, we'll keep you posted every step of the way, but that's what was going down yesterday. Hit subscribe. Let's get to